We are recording, and you guys, it's November 1st. I love that it's November 1st. Like that newness, like just the stepping into a new season of the season. Like it just feels really good. I'm really psyched about it. And I hope you guys are too. It's also our retreat month, which feels so good. So tonight I am going to open the floor. I also know for certain that energies have been bananas lately, like up and down and all around. So, we're here. Like we're here. We've got this space. We've got each other. We can hold each other tight. And let's just go there with gratitudes and what we can help you with. And we'll start with, actually, let me start with Danielle's really quick. I think this will be a good way to kick it off. She's not here, but Danielle, as you're watching the recording, you can read this. So just to give you guys a little background, Danielle has 3 businesses, and the first one is her serving our seniors. So it's a caring for the elderly. The second one is an Etsy shop where she creates animals out of felt. And then the third is an Airbnb that she just opened, which is just amazing. She has decided to go in a way different direction with her Etsy shop. She is not going to be making animals so much. She is going to be doing do it yourself, because it takes so much time for her. And she is creating space for her to spend time with herself, spend time with her new boyfriend who like is the love of her life. And it's just so exciting. So like felt really, really good about it. And this is the message that she sent me. I've been kind of feeling like stepping back and relaxing from one of my businesses might make the universe think I don't want money anymore. And it's making me a little anxious. I know this is silly, but it's a bigger adjustment than I thought. I've worked continuously for 4 years every day now, and it feels weird. Like I'm not stepping up enough. I think it's just because it's new. I will learn to relax without anxiety. And I wanted to start off with this because I know that everybody here has dealt with things like that within our own worlds, but like pretty similar, like strand of worry, strand of anxiety. And so what came through for me were a couple things. First of all, and I've talked about this general concept with a couple of you, but what's the thing that you've practiced the most? My coach actually asked me this the other day. What is the thing that you've practiced the most? For most of us, we have practiced worry, stress, pushing, scratching, clawing, giving up all sense of self-care. We have practiced that. That has become a trained, not even just habit, but trait, like part of us. So, and if you think about it, Kate and I went deep on like the river analogy. If you think about it, when a river runs, right, like water cuts into rock, you guys. It cuts into the very earth. Water is powerful. And when it continues to go one way for years and years and years and years and years, the likelihood of it diverting is it's going to be difficult for it to divert. That's a river. That's not us. Our brain, think of like the neural pathways that we have. The reason why we do the same thing over and over and over, the reason why we think the same thing over and over and over is because that's what our neural pathways have practiced. We as humans, though, get to have the experience of creating a diversion or a stream off the river at any time. But we just have to practice that new way of thinking. We have to send water down that side stream purposefully with much more consistency and much more intention and attention. Right? And it's been scientifically proven that it actually doesn't take too long for us to rewire our neurotransmitters. It doesn't take too long. It's just that it's hard and it's painful and it's hard to remember that, oh wait, I'm supposed to be creating a new thing. So because it is so well ingrained in us, it's so practiced in us. So when you have been in this place like Danielle, you have for the past 4 years, where it has been all cylinders, no intimacy time, trying to cut out, and you guys know, like her relationship with the person that she was at the time, like they didn't communicate, they didn't hang out very much. So she was in this mindset, and she shared this before of like, well, what else am I going to do? I might as well work. Right. So that was the easy button, and that was the trained button. And that was just the way like, oh, okay, like this is what I get to do. And it was fun for her for a little while. Now other things sound fun. Now other things feel better. So she gets to start creating that new stream for herself and just allow that practice to take over. We have been programmed for anxiety. We have been programmed to work. And what we're being called to massively, especially in this group, you guys, and it's kind of one of those like ready or not, but we're being called to it, and it's really uncomfortable, right, Brandy? We're being called deeply to it, is more of that stillness, more of that like, oh my gosh, I could take a breath here and ask for what I truly want. I don't have to be a freaking crazy person ripping my hair out. Danielle has been craving quality her time. She has been craving fun. The way she's gone about things, and Danielle, I'm speaking directly to you, is like, oh gosh, like this new guy wants to hang out with me. I don't have time to do that. Like I got to go to work. Like, and she's recognizing like that doesn't feel good anymore. So the anxiety will lessen over time as long as you practice it. And to your question of, I don't want to tell the universe that I don't want money. You're not. You're calling in abundance in a different way. You're doing the thing that's keeping you most high vibe. Because that's the point, you guys. Money, relationships, all the things that are in, remember abundance land? Tori Doobie talked to us about that. Abundance land is created out of a space of joy. Joy. Mm. Abundance land is created out of a space of joy. So at one time, working that hard did give like that sense of joy. But now that's shifted. How you're feeling joy has shifted, and the universe is like, go girl. Way to shift, way to pivot. I'm not going to punish you financially because you decided to scale back one of your businesses. I'm actually going to amplify it and say, yeah, here's the money that you're still generating in your other two businesses. But because you've decided to do something that's raised your vibe even more, there's going to be more coming. I will say this, had Danielle continued in her Etsy business that was starting to suck the soul out of her and was starting to be way more of a drag than a help for her, money would have started going down. Money would have started dwindling. Her health would have started dwindling. Her relationships would have started dwindling. All of those things, because the universe would say, oh, wait, we're not having fun here anymore. Okay, so I'm just not going to bring you things that will be fun because that's not the vibe that you're on anymore. So I'm actually like, cheers, girl. Like good for you for recognizing like, this doesn't give me the high vibe that I want, so I'm going to bring it on. It may be at the expense of a business, but what that's doing is creating more abundance in other ways. And I dare say the money will come to support all that.
And it's creating the space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Needs.
And it's like, and we've talked about this a number of times, but like when we talked about this, like, remember when I did that whole like closet overhaul and I shared it with you guys? So when we create space anywhere, the universe's job is to fill it. And when we get rid of what we don't want, we're literally allowing for the universe to bring in more of what we do want. That's so powerful. It takes trust, right? Because again, we have been trained. 90% of the world wants us to believe that things have to be hard, that we have to fight for it. And the other of us are just like, okay, that's awesome, but I'm over here being real happy and doing the things that make me feel really happy. And then I'm happy because that happiness is generating more of what I want because I'm allowing it in. I'm allowing it in. Does anyone have any questions, like tailspin questions off that? Was so psyched that was her question, and like such a good one. And Danielle, like we honor you too with where you are. Like we get it. Making any transition like that, I'm actually experiencing my own version of this in my world too. But making any transition like that feels really wonky. But ultimately you know it to be true, because when you close your eyes and you check in, you know exactly what you want and you're willing to give it to yourself. You're just playing that like stepping game of like, do I deserve it? Is this for real? So like what we're calling in now is trust and surrender. Trust and surrender, like big time. And when you think you've surrendered, surrender more. Like really, okay, universe, it's up to you. I don't know. Hands are off. You guide me. Oh, exhale, right? Like that was good. Oh, all right, I'm warmed up. Warmed up, ladies. Who's first? Hi, Amber.
Hey.
Bueller. Catherine.
I can go.
Go, girl.
What am I grateful for?
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that message that you sent me this morning. This is just what I needed. So I was struggling. I was trying to hit a goal last month and we missed it by very, very little. Mind you, I did have a baby exactly a month ago. So, and I haven't.
Oh, yeah, she's 1 month old today. Yay!
So, you know, I'm always doing something. I'm always up and going and doing, and just, I don't know how to relax anymore. I don't think my body knows how to relax anymore. I think it's because I'm so deprived of sleep that it's almost like it's on reserve at this point. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay. So I was feeling kind of crappy this morning because we missed it by very, very little. And it's hard for me to wrap my head around goals and time frame with goals or deadlines. I hate that. It just stresses me out. And, you know, in our business, you know, because I'm in network marketing, so a lot of times it's kind of like, okay, so you got to set your goal, but you got to set a date and you got to set this, and that just doesn't work for me. That just shuts me down completely.
Yeah.
And as much as I want it and I know that it's going to happen, the time frame for me just shuts me down.
Yeah.
And then the self-sabotage starts happening, right? So what I was struggling with was the guilt and not so much the guilt, but the regret of not pushing enough or not doing enough during the month. Mind you, I just had a baby, so
Yeah.
It was all an adjustment with a 5-year-old at home. But because we were so close, it was like, well, if I just did a little bit more, we would have hit that goal. You know what I mean? And it was just trying to wrap my head around what you were just saying is, you know, and I know all this stuff because I did, you know, and I'm the person who, you know, trains on meditation and used to meditate literally every day religiously, no matter what. And now I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon and I'm kind of getting back to that just because I know that's where it all stems from, is getting into alignment and connecting with your source and being on that high flying disc, and everything just flows because we've all experienced that. We've all experienced that time in our life where, you know, things are just happening without us even putting the effort, literally. And we know this, and this is what I can't wrap my head around is, why do we do this to ourselves? And why are we so stupid sometimes? Like literally, like that's what I say to myself, like, stop being so stupid. Like, you know, and it's not stupid in a negative way. Just stop being silly because you know what you need to do. You need to just calm the frick down, like literally, like just shut down. And so like, I'm really, really looking forward to the retreat next week. And, but what I find, like when we go away and stuff, it's so hard to shut down. Mm-hmm. And before you know it, you have to leave and you haven't given yourself the time that you really, really needed to just kind of be in that downtime. Yeah. So I'm really kind of mentally preparing myself that I'm completely shutting down next week, like no matter what.
Good.
So I think that's where my struggle was, is really just stop the self-sabotage because it's just not helping. And I had this conversation with one of my business partners because they're really, really, we're very close. And it's exactly the same thing. It's just like what you were saying on the call, Jillian, is sometimes, you know, maybe we just have to learn to let it happen in a different way, which is what I've always wanted anyway. I want it to happen without so much pushing and effort and hustling and trying to like pull teeth, right? I don't want to do that. I want it to just flow. And I've had that happen in my business. And that's the funny part, is I've had that happen so many times in my business. But I think with life happening, we just kind of make those excuses. And instead of doing that, I think we just need to, like you're saying, is just take the time, just take the 15, 20 minutes to shut your brain down.
Yeah.
And it's not hard. It's just not. It's just making it a priority no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's what I need to work back towards. You know what I mean? So
what's really powerful, and first of all, is your awareness with all of this. And a couple things are coming up. So the first thing for me, I just had this conversation with Erin, is that we get programmed into this place and space of, if only I had what I had back then, right? If only I could get back to where I was then. So be it a number on the scale, or a price point, or an income you were making, or a relationship that you were in. If only I could get back to where I was then, right? And so with you, Catherine, with like your meditation, so it's like you're grasping for what you once had, but we forget that literally, yeah, okay, maybe you do want to get back to that point where it's like that 15-minute meditation, but you don't want to do it out of a former version of you. We cannot create by going backwards. We cannot create by going backwards. When we create, the essence of creation is newness, is stepping forward. So perhaps you want to start integrating meditation back in, but it's not going to look like what it once was. Think about it. Your physical life and your energetic life and your emotional life, all the things, they are different now. You've got 2 babies now instead of 1. You've got 2 babies now instead of 0, right? Like you've moved, and your relationship with your spouse has morphed and changed and done all its things, as all relationships do. And your physical location has changed. So it is so great to draw inspiration from the past and remember what worked for you then. But as we're putting it into the future, remember that we get to create newness out of that. Mm-hmm. And it's so amazing too, because like your comment of like, I really want these things. I don't want to be such a crazy person anymore. I don't want to build this out of that anymore. I had this conversation with Amber the other day, and I was like, all of these things that are like taking up my time right now are literally flags to me that I'm craving the stillness that I'm resisting.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Honestly, Catherine, like what it comes down to is saying, okay,
my hands are up in the air.
Hands are up. Hands are up, and guide me to do it. I will do it. I will it's like, but we are programmed to throw resistance on our own trail. So now it's just calling yourself on it and witnessing it and not judging it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm doing that thing again. Oh, I've got 2 hours here, and it's taken me 1 hour and 45 minutes to actually sit I've done nothing. And it's all okay. It's just data collection. You're just starting to learn. You're just starting to get back into it. But remember, you're just starting to create, because you're not going backwards. You're going forwards. And now you have a deeper level of awareness that you don't want to build it like the crazy person that you once were.
Yeah.
Oh, we love her. We love her. She's learned so much. She's grown so much. And guess what? She's going to come up again and again and again. But as you continue practicing your creation of self, which comes from your knowing of self, you're just going to look at her and be like, oh, you're back. I remember you. But we do things differently here now. Mm-hmm. You can stay and hang, but we do things differently now. And it's just going to get more and more, it's going to get easier. And the other thing is grace. Like tonight, I want you to just meditate on the word grace. It is time for you to start giving yourself some massive amounts of grace. The same grace that you would give to any member on your team is, I want 100 times that given to yourself. Mm-hmm. Because yes, you were so close, but let's reframe that. You couldn't have achieved it by pushing harder. That wasn't even an option. It wasn't an option. There was no point in time that was an option for you. The fact that you were so close, I think, is the universe saying, okay, see, you can get this close by doing it the old way, or we could actually do it by you allowing that new way in. So grace and allowance.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my 2 words for you for tonight. And remember, we love Catherine of yesterday. We love Catherine of 2 years ago. We love like badass, get it done, Catherine. And we love what she's taught us. And now it's like, okay, awesome. I am so good with these goddess archetypes. If we put it into the goddess archetypes, right? Like I've got the warrior down, but that warrior goddess archetype can slip really easily into that wounded masculine, like gotta scratch, gotta get it done. When you're not masculine, you are feminine. So now it's like, oh, okay, what can we do to allow for more of that play? Mm-hmm. More of that playful spirit, more of that sensual spirit that just wants to breathe. What can we do to, the warrior is not going anywhere. Girlfriend's got shit locked in. Like she's going there, but she needs a little support from her other tribe members. So that's what we're focusing on.
Okay.
I feel good.
That feels really good.
Does that feel like you can like breathe?
Yes.
Good.
So question about meditation. Do you have a recommendation whether to do it morning, night, evening, whatever, or is it just when you feel inspired?
I recommend whenever it feels good for you. I try to do it in the morning because I can guarantee that I'll get it in before my kids wake up. But that's not true. They have decided that waking up at 5:15 is like cool again. So It's whatever feels good. And it's going to ebb and flow because remember, like you've never done this before, you guys. None of us, we've never done this exact thing before. This day, this moment in our life, we've never done it before. So let's just see how it goes. Let's just practice. Let's try it. And Catherine, one other thought is like, maybe like that first nap time for Jade, like maybe the very first thing you do is like, that is my committed time. Like
that's what I need to do now.
Yeah. Like
stop being so distracted with everything else that I think needs to get done, but really
so maybe that's it because then Zelda's in school, right? So like so like maybe that's your time, like because then you're not so exhausted, you're not seeing like.
And I like the mornings typically because it just sets my day.
Try that out and see how it goes.
Okay, good. I may have to sneak out because the baby's
I can hear her. Yeah, no, that's fine. We've got you. We've got you.
I'm going to leave for a bit, and if she calms down, I'll be back. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. I'll be back. Bye.
All right, ladies. Who's next? Caitlin Earl.
So I have a couple of things, but they're both like connected.
Yeah.
A few things. So first of all, today was day 1 with this, May Cause Miracles.
Yes!
So day 1 is I am willing to witness my fear. And it like couldn't have been more perfect timing because so last night we had some family over and it was my husband's aunt and uncle and cousins. And so one of the cousins, I actually got her a job working at the place where I used to work at Chalmers. Yep. And so she started talking about what was going on there. And all of a sudden, like I went from like 0 to like a freaking million in a second flat. And all of a sudden, like I felt this wave of like all these old emotions and like I got so freaking angry and like I was just like so mad and I'm like, well, they should do this and they should do that and this is ridiculous, like how about thinking of you guys as freaking humans and I just like went all off. And so I'm like, okay, obviously I was triggered.
Really?
Like that's pretty obvious. So
Noted.
yeah. So today when I was going through this, like, I am willing to witness my fear, and like, instead of just feeling like, okay, so I'm still obviously holding like some serious anger. But then when I started like digging deeper and deeper and deeper, which I haven't really done, I've always just kind of stayed like angry.
Yeah.
I realized that for some reason, like, I feel jealousy toward the employees who still work there, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So I noticed that, and then I noticed, which this is obvious, but I noticed that I'm holding so much resentment towards the management. And I'm like, okay, so I'm here building a business, doing what I want to do. Why the F do I feel any sort of jealousy toward the employees who still work there? Like, why do I feel so jealous that they still work there and I don't? That doesn't make any sense to me.
What are you coming up with?
I don't know. Like, maybe that feeling like I can't, it's like I've gotten to this point and it's like I can't like get deeper.
Yeah.
Because it does not make sense to me, like, that I would feel any sort of jealousy, but like, it is there. It's totally there. And I don't know, like,
do you want to hear what's coming through?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to put words into your situation unless you're like, I'm stuck with this.
I'm totally stuck. I have been pretty much like meditating all day.
Yeah.
And just trying to, like, okay, why do I feel jealous toward them? Like, what's coming through for you?
So what's coming through for me is I don't know that the jealousy is that they're there, that they're still there. What if the jealousy is that they can be there? They didn't get hurt the way that you did. You're jealous that they didn't get hurt and they can still be there and their life seems fine. Could that be?
I don't even know what to say.
And then,
yeah, like, maybe I'm totally jealous that, like, they didn't get hurt, like, and like their lives like weren't uprooted.
Right. Amber had asked in the chat, is it money? Do I feel safe? Do I feel secure? I think that maybe that could be a part of it, but I think the root of it all is that they can be there. They can still be making the money through that means. They can still have that, but you can't because you got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So can I reframe for you?
Please.
And help you to try to like free yourself a little bit from this?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know this to be certain, what I'm about to say. We don't know this to be factual, but we can just think of your transformation since what's happened as the proof of this was exactly what needed to happen to you. It freaking sucks the way that it happened, but this was exactly what needed to happen to you. And they may still, yes, they may be there. They may be living in that safe, secure place, but perhaps their comfort zone isn't actually comfortable. Perhaps they're still on that surface level that, Caitlin, like, you can't be on that surface level. You do not function there. That's not what you know your soul. So sometimes, do you guys remember when I went live? And Amber, you and I have talked about this. Like, I went live and I was feeling it. I was like in, and I was like, shit, like sometimes I just want to like stop. Brandy, you and I talked about this yesterday. Like sometimes I just like, oh, like there's deeper stuff. Like, I thought I've been doing the work, right? So sometimes it feels like a burden to know ourselves. Sometimes it feels like a burden to be awake, to be conscious. But think about the true burden. Think about the true burden that those that are still unconscious. Think about the burden that they're bearing and they don't even know it. So the reframe is that really sucked. And that this jealousy is perhaps like little Caitlin being like, oh, but it was safe and secure there and I didn't have to work so hard over there. Right? But also you weren't doing your work. So like it wasn't an option for you to stay there.
Right.
Perhaps would have been easier, less painful if you had found that out and, you know, by frolicking through the flowers and saying, I want to follow my soul's purpose. That didn't happen though.
Right.
And remembering that feeling of jealousy that's okay. It's okay. It's not of your truth. The true you is so exactly where she's meant to be, and she stands in her power and she's excited. Like, think about all that we like worked through. Like, you know, your freaking shit. Like, you know it, and you're going to massively serve on like the most enormous scale with it. But it's okay for that like little version of you to be like, oh, it was kind of nice over there. It was cozy. I had a blanket. Right.
And then part of me also feels really guilty that I'm not there. Like, I feel like I need to almost save.
Now you need to go save them. Yeah. Cause now you know, so now you need to go save them. So you feel jealous that they're there still in that state. And you're like, but it really sucks. So you feel guilty because now you're out. So I think this is just a conversation that you get to have and like put two of you in a room together, right? Put little Caitlin and employee Caitlin, put little Caitlin and Caitlin, who was in her atomic bomb warfare, into a room together with you and help them talk through it. It's okay for them both to want to be heard right now. And it's actually also no surprise that both of them are coming up because you're creating now. You've broken through a wall, right? Like, your box is open, sister. You've got the staircase. Like, so it's, of course they're both going to show up. Of course they are. But the cool thing is you're calling the shots now. You're the leader now. So you get to like relieve them of their duties because they're both just trying to keep you safe. And it's also not your responsibility to save anybody else. And I know that you know that, but I needed to say it.
I'm writing that down. Just as a reminder.
So now you don't have to meditate on the why. Now you can literally meditate on like the counseling of it all, of the leadership of it all. And let them both have their tantrums. Give them the space to do that, and then give them the space to grow and to feel better. Let them in on what you're doing. Like, yeah, you both can feel this way, but let me tell you about the magic that I'm actually creating because of all that we've been through.
And so to kind of tie that like to the other thing. So because I went into this meditation today, I feel like it was one of the deepest like I've ever gone into. And like, I'm really excited because I feel like my connection to whoever, whatever is like strengthening like crazy. So, and it's like exciting, but also kind of a little spooky at the same time. So like I kind of went in like looking for these answers, and someone actually came through and sat next to me, and like I'm still like wondering like, okay, you're making this up, but
no, you're not.
So like I just really like focused like totally on like what I was feeling in my body, and like I got a cramp like in my pelvic area. Like I felt a light breeze, like cold air, a light breeze that like went like over. And then my like ears popped at some time, and I started seeing, like, it makes me feel crazy talking about it.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
No,
like,
we're with you.
It's you guys. Like, it's you guys. I know. Stop it.
We're with you.
And so, and I've started seeing, like, when my eyes are closed, like this almost like vortex of light.
Yeah.
Like it's not a spinning, but it's like, you know, those, like you get hypnotized by those circles.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing that. And so after, like during, I was like into it, like whatever. But then after, I'm like, whew, I'm a little freaked out right now. But I did some looking online, which whatever. But the feeling where I felt the cramp in my pelvis is connected to like the feeling of loss of a former loved one, specifically a boyfriend. And that is who came and sat next to me. Like, Amber, you kind of know a little bit about this, but I'm like kind of freaking out a little bit and like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. Like, okay, this is like getting stronger, which is super exciting, but also like a little freaky.
Yeah.
But had I not been going through all of this and going into that deep meditative state, like I wouldn't have experienced that. So I'm just like, holy crap. Yeah, the veil is like super thin, super, super thin, which is, I'm just like, holy crap.
Just remember too, that the universe isn't going to give you anything that you can't handle, but also you have a say. You can say like, just need a little bit of space on that one. I'm still good. I'm still here. I want to go deeper. Just need a little bit of space. Like you can ask, but what we always talk about, ask for what you need.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Mm-hmm. Like that's so awesome. It's so exciting.
Yeah. It is so awesome. And like, so with my ears popping, I like feel things. So I feel like I'm, what is it? Is it clairsentient? Clairsentient, Amber?
Yeah.
Did she say yeah? So with the ears popping, what I learned from researching that after the fact is that is potentially clairaudience coming in.
Yeah.
Like for the first time. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, holy crap.
You're breaking.
It's like it's hard to believe. Yeah. And like I experienced it. Like I'm the one who experienced it, and I'm like, this is like almost unbelievable. Like shit, right?
Amber said, what are you afraid of with this skill? I was going to ask you that too. Just the newness?
The newness. And I've just always like I think of ghosts, like, and it's like, it is kind of freaky. Like, and I know like, I'm not going to like see someone like, you know, right in front of me or whatever, but like, because that's what I'm afraid of. Like I'm physically afraid of that. And I don't know why, because it just like is so freaky to me, I guess. but like legit, like he was right there. And like maybe next time I'll be like, maybe don't sit so close, like but
there's another seat over there.
yeah, it was incredible. Mm-hmm.
I think just allowing yourself to witness this, just being with it. You don't have to put any charge on it, good or bad, right? Like you don't have to make sense out of it. You don't have to say, was that a good experience or a bad experience? You can just let it be like the experience. Like that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And just see how you feel. Amber says, intention plus asking, I only allow those with my highest good to connect to me. You can also specify high light beings of divine God consciousness because they are 2 levels, mid-world, upper world. Yeah. Ask for what you want. Ask for what you need. And if since your skills are getting stronger, you're going to be able to have that 2-way conversation. They already know. I want to share this too. I was listening to an Abraham Hicks once, and so all of energy is going to appear differently for all of us. She, Esther Hicks, was explaining that as she went through a time period that she was like, okay, I want to see you, because she gets the downloads. She becomes Abraham, right? Like she gets to spread the word of Abraham. And Abraham said, no, you don't, because you always show your eyes, like kind of like joking back with her. And she said, no, I really want to see you. And so she opened her eye, and spirit said, okay, open your eyes. She opened her eyes, and what she described was balls of light zooming all around, but they were everywhere. And then they clustered in one corner and they clustered over here. And so they zoomed around. And then a couple days later, her friend said, I had asked to see spirit, and what came through for her was angel wings. So spirit is going to appear to us all in our own individual ways for what makes sense for us, right? That's why some people talk about ghosts or spirits or angels or guides, or, some people are going to have a guy show up with a staff and and a long beard, and some people are going to have orbs. So it's just whatever your conscious brain can relate to. So whatever you're calling in, it's going to be for your highest good, because it's going to be what you can relate to. You just get to get specific with saying, no, like I'm serious here. Like there are no bad guys allowed, right? Like, because I think ultimately that's what we're all scared of. But energy is, right? It just is. And it's that joy. It's that divine. It's all of that. And that's what we're working with here. And that's what you're tapping into. And it's exciting.
It is exciting. And like during this, I just felt this like sense of like calm. And like I used to be like so mad at him. And then, but it was just kind of like, okay, well, we weren't meant to be humans together. If that makes any sense. But like there was a reason for that connection. And like I know, like, no matter what, I would, like, had we, like, gotten married, like, whatever, all of that, like, all of the same events, like, would have happened, he would still be where he is, and I would still be where I am right now, and that connection would still be there. Like, today's connection, like, that. So it's just weird.
It's okay.
Like, I feel the energy, like, surging through me right now.
It's okay.
It's, like, weird. But yeah, so
lots of deep breathing, a lot of energy shifted within you today. So like lots and lots and lots of deep breathing. Amber said sage and asking Archangel Michael to clear and shield you. I was thinking Epsom salt bath too.
Okay.
Epsom salt bath. And then like, as the water is going down the drain, say like, I release you, I release you, I release you. All you toxins, all you doubt, all you worry, like I release you down the drain.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Go easy with yourself. Cause that's a lot of energy.
A ton. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. We got you. Nikki said she has to jump off for a bit. Okay, girlfriend. We got you. Brandy or Amber? Who's next?
I can go.
Go for it, sister.
I wanted to comment real quick to Caitlin because I definitely understand when I left my teaching job that I hated and was very unhappy with. My mom still works there. And so when we go out and we talk and like I can easily get sucked back into that energy and get mad and like I don't even work there. But also the jealousy came up for me as well. And I think for me it was because like I got certified in that area. I did that thing and I wanted it to fit and it didn't fit. And so jealous that it fit for other people and I couldn't make it fit for me. Why can't I be happy doing that when it's apparently lighting you up? So that's another thing that came through for me with that. So the rest of it is like, that's like fascinating. I am like so fascinated by that. And it doesn't sound weird that was great. That was good.
So good.
Yes, definitely. So I am immensely grateful for the live that you did today. And I know I already shared that with you, but I have been all day just thinking, but I felt like that was the moment where all the things that we have been discussing, like it all just came to a head for me today. Where, you know, I'm not doing the things that I know I should be doing, not even should, the things that I know I need to do for me. I'm not doing it. I'm not showing up the way I know I need to be. And then when you said today, like what your best was last year may not be what your best is right now. And I was like, that's it right there. That's it. Because 18 months ago, my best was getting out of bed and brushing my teeth. Like that was almost all I could manage to do. So the fact that I was getting a workout in too, like I was kicking ass. But I'm at a higher level now, and that my best has to change. My best has to grow along with all the work that I'm doing. Yeah. And I think that's why I've been feeling such a stirring is, like I said to you, I'm not doing my best, and I know I'm not, and it's making me mad that I'm not doing my best. Yeah. And the stillness is coming through to me. That's something that I've, because when I would always think of my best before, it's like, all right, I got to run harder. I got to lift heavier. I got to do all these things. And it's like, now I'm understanding this, the word still is starting to be less scary because I know that's what I need. Even though it feels very, very foreign to me. And what you just said earlier about we've never done this before. Like I don't know why that never occurred to me. That I've never been here. I've never done this. And so why can't I just be playful with it and try things out and forgive myself for not, I don't know.
It's so interesting. My friend Meg Haynes, who's going to be at the retreat, she said to me the other day, she goes, think about little kids. They build towers and they smash them down in 2 seconds. They spend all this time building a tower and then they just pummel it. They don't care. It's just they're trying something new. They're building something. They know they'll be able to build it again. I'm like, oh, wait, that really resonates on a deep, deep, deep level. So, yeah, like, let's just play. Let's just have fun. Let's just build blocks.
And I was just, it's weird that you said, I was just thinking that too, because Landon does that all, like he doesn't, he like meticulously stacks his blocks and straightens them, and he's like a little architect. But he does the same thing and doesn't care. And if it falls, he's like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to build it again. Like he doesn't, and I watch him as like, why can I give him, I mean, obviously because he's 2, but I give him so much grace because he's learning and he's never done this, but so am I. And so why am I constantly abusing myself in the process? Yeah. And so I feel like every situation I approach, especially whenever it comes to my business, that I always need to come in with my subject matter expert hat on all the time. I always feel like that. And There's been the last call we had, I felt like I was good. And then like this last month, I'm like, no, it's shit again.
Part of it.
Like back whenever I was like a kid in school, my brothers were selected for GT. I had terrible test anxiety, so I couldn't even go to school because I made myself so sick that I couldn't even test. So I wasn't in the GT class. And so I gave up. Like I didn't care in school at all. Yeah. I made a 40 on my report card in 7th grade because I just didn't care. I didn't want to do anything. And I was like, I'm just going to take the easy route in high school and I'm just going to get married and I'm just going to be a housewife. And I'm just like, I like gave up on life in 4th grade. And so when going to college and everything, like I have been so driven to do this and to do this, like to prove something to everybody else. Like I'm not the dumb one. And so I went and I pushed and got my master's degree. And then I started thinking I should go for a PhD. And now, like we had this conversation recently because I have the opportunity to go back to school and have it paid for. And so I was like, I'm going to do a PhD. Why am I going to do that?
Yeah.
That serves no purpose. None. Well, that doesn't serve me in my business. It doesn't serve me in my mission.
Who are you trying to impress?
Exactly. It's to prove something to somebody else. It's for the title. It's for the prestige. I know I can do it because I know I'm a hard worker. So I have no doubt in my mind I can do it. But I still want to learn. I still want to grow. There's still stuff that I want to know. So I applied to get a second bachelor's in kinesiology with a minor in nutrition because that fascinates me and I want to learn more about it. And I had a point there and I don't remember what it was.
Is that for you?
What's that?
Is that for you? Did you do that because that's for you?
It's because I want to know more. I want to know more about the science behind what I'm doing for me. And I want to know, like, training for this competition that's coming up. What's the best method for me? I don't want to go find an expert for me. I want to be the expert for me. So I want to learn how my body works more. So it's going to be an exercise science just because that fascinates me. And it has nothing to do with I need this credential to serve people because I know I don't.
It's following what you feel curious about rather than what you feel like you need to do to meet other people's expectations.
Right. And there's no timeline. I don't have to do this by a certain date. It's just because I like learning, I like knowing things, and I have the opportunity to do it and have it paid for. So, like, why not?
Does that feel good?
What's that?
Does that feel good?
That feels way better than a PhD because the PhD, I feel like, unless I'm going to teach, it's pointless. Yeah. And yeah, that it definitely feels good just because I know, like right now, there's things I want to know, and I'm looking at the cost of hiring a coach, and I'm like, I can't justify that when I can research it and figure it out myself. I feel very scatterbrained right now.
That's okay. It's all for you. It's all for you. This is all good. Like, and we've broken through a lot. We've broken through some major ground even today, right? Like the past couple of days, there's been a lot of like, oh, so just, I would say honestly, Brandy, like massive opportunity for like a chakra clearing tonight. Like do a chakra clearing meditation tonight. I think that will really help you to like clear it all out. Clear it all out.
I don't even know what that, I don't even know.
We will after next week. Promise. Well, it's your energy centers in your body, and different energy centers store different levels of energy or different feelings. And so when you clear them out, you just allow for greater peace. You allow for yourself to be a channel for more of what you want and less of like the,
Yeah.
You're doing it. You're doing it. Like, all I will say now is, like, you're doing it. You are internalizing so much. And because I know you, like, you want to be able to, like, spit it back out and be like, this is what I learned so I can apply it right away. But, like, right now, you're just in downloading time. Be in downloading time.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be able to turn this around quickly, but you've been learning a lot and you've been taking a lot in the past couple of days. And that's exactly where you're meant to be.
Yeah, I've been taking, oh my gosh, I've been taking in so much. And after we got off the call, was it yesterday? Tuesday. After we got off the call on Tuesday, and you advised me to just kind of sit with all of it because there was so much. Like I had to move it around.
Yeah.
And so for some reason, I felt called to listen to the Greatest Showman soundtrack. I've never listened to it.
Greatest soundtrack ever.
I've never listened to it. I've listened to that one song, This Is Me, and I like that song. But I was like, I want to listen to what else is on there. And that album has been on repeat for the last 2 days. The TV has gotten shut off. I am like dancing in the kitchen and twirling and that is like, you know about my dance background. So that has like lit me up there and like move the energy, and that soundtrack's amazing.
So amazing.
I just found it.
The soundtrack's the anthem of my life.
Oh my God. It's so good. It's so good. It's so empowering.
Yeah. Honey, keep dancing.
Yeah.
Keep dancing, keep taking it in, keep processing it. You're doing it. You are actively doing it. And you don't have to do anything. Just keep taking it in, right? You do not have to go write a blog about this. You do not have to do a post about this. You do not you literally can just like receive right now.
And in the past, that's what I would do. Is like, oh, how am I going to apply this? How am I got to research it? What is this? And what is this? And
no,
just receive. Like it feels good to just, I feel very open. To all the things.
Yeah. Receive, sister. Receive, receive.
Yes.
That's your word for tonight, is receive.
Got it.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm good.
Good. You're awesome. So proud of you. All right, Cornwall, you're up.
So I am grateful for the progress that we're making in Rowan's room. Making things a little more real. We got the color up today.
Yay!
Or Jeremy got the color up today, which was awesome. Then we went to go and look at carpet, which hopefully will be installed next week. And then I can start organizing because I have a planned C-section date for December 4th. If Rowan doesn't come on his own by then, or if he doesn't come on his own by then, and if he is not breech anymore, then I will be able to.
What week are you at?
What's that?
What number week are you at?
35.
Is he breech right now?
Yeah.
Have you heard of moxapuncture?
No.
It's an acupuncture. I did it with Andrew, and they take two, like they look like mini cigars, and you light them, and someone would have to do it to you, but you put them right at an acupuncture point on your toes, your pinky toes, and it helps him to flip. Because Andrew was sideways forever and ever, and I was like 37 weeks. Like there was not much more room for him to turn, and there are a couple of different options. We did like the 10-day option, and on day 6 I felt him turn. I felt his head go down.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so look into that like tomorrow. Like call your OB and say, where can I go to get it's mox. I'll put it here. I think it's moxa. Nope, mox.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I have. So I did hire a doula for just some hourly services, and so we're going to be working to hopefully flip him through all of her stuff, and then I can ask her too about that and look locally as well.
Yeah.
Because
can I jump in really quick?
Catherine. Yeah.
Sorry, don't mind the baby. We've had a rough week. Zelda was born breech. I actually had a breech, and I had a natural birth. So if their butt is to the bottom, they can come out naturally. So I had her feet to the bottom first, and then I did acupuncture, so something similar to that, Jillian, and then her bum was to the bottom. I delivered her in Montreal, and there's only one hospital out there that will do it, but there are about 6 doctors here in Boston that will deliver a natural breech. And my really good friend was my doula, and she's really good at turning kids around. So I'm more than happy to connect you guys. If you wanted to get a second opinion, she's phenomenal. She's extremely holistic, but she's even turned babies like last minute, because sometimes babies while in labor turn, and she's been very successful at turning babies last minute too. So I'm more than happy to connect you guys if you want, because I went through this with my first, and I did not want to go through a C-section, and I had a completely natural birth, no epidural.
God bless you.
Yeah.
That's kind
And it
of
was induced. So I pretty much, like she says, I climbed Mount Everest with my first, and my second came so quickly I barely had time to even think about what was going on. But there are different options out there. I mean, most doctors will automatically say it's a C-section, but there are about 6 doctors in Boston that will deliver a natural breech. And she's had good experience with turning babies too naturally. So there are lots of different techniques, including acupuncture is definitely one of them. But there are different techniques. You can do a bunch of different ones as well. So
Cool.
yeah.
All right. Amber, touch base with Catherine offline. Thanks, Catherine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amber, I think you're frozen. You're frozen. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold me back. As I'm singing to my crystal. Cornwall. Hi, Kate. Yo, girlfriend.
Hey.
Amber was in mid-sentence. She just hopped off. I think she's going to hop back on. Hang on 1 second. She froze.
I was wondering why she wasn't responding.
So, Amber, you can touch base with Catherine offline about all of that stuff, but keep going. Go for it.
I think for me right now, it's just feeling like super tender about everything and trying not to be in victim mode with how I'm feeling, because I have a really good alignment meter and compass, and it's just like I know where I feel like I could be right now and where I'm not, and trying not to be in blame of other people of why I am where I am. And it's like needing to make, I feel like we talk about self-love all the time, and part of self-love is a ton of boundary setting because you're the most important person in your life always. And it's like, I don't know if I'm making decisions that honor that right now all of the way, which is just really hard because it's like I feel back to being stuck sometimes. And that's not how I want to be feeling. Especially monetarily, it's just like excruciating sometimes, because it's like I literally know exactly what I could cut here and cut there and do to be in the most aligned state in doing what I should be doing ever. And it's just hard some days understanding that they're from personal choices. Like, that's just how it works. And so really just trying to, it's like just a hard battle of being in surrender of I'll know when I need to know and not a second sooner, but also like, well, what can I do right fucking now then? Like, what choices do I have? Like what can I do? But like I have all these ideas. It's like, and then it's just like relationship and job, like teaching and where I'm at is just making me feel very back in the box some days, even though I understand. It's like I see it's like two of me. It's like I see my coaching business and my astrology business, and I'm having incredible downloads and clarity of what I want to do and like things I want to offer. And it's just like, in reality world right now, I can't, because it's like I just fucking working and I'm having a baby and I'm the one doing it all. Like, it's just frustrating. And then knowing like, okay, well, like what can you do to bring yourself joy, to like raise your vibe and just kind of do things for yourself. But some days it's just like, I feel like it's so weird feeling I hide in that. If that makes sense, like just doing the things that feel good so I don't have to do the things that I know are gonna suck.
What do you want? What do you want to do? What do you want right now?
I just want to either A, be on my own so I can monetarily be on my own and control my own finances and be able to only have to rely on myself in that way, or be with somebody who really like is gonna feel like we're working towards goals and things that we're supposed to be doing together. Like, and it's not it. Like, it's like Bernie talked about, like fourth grade version of herself being like, yo, I'm going to be a housewife, marry somebody like this. Like, part of me wants to feel that saved part. So it's like that I could take time off and just be in a position to pursue whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
But I can't because I'm financing my own dream, but I'm also not, because I'm financing everything else for everybody else too. So
somebody asked me this question today, and it was that question of, what is it that you want and why aren't you doing it? Like today, like why aren't you doing it right now? Why hasn't it happened yet? And they're on two very different playing fields, but that question, and you don't have to answer that right now, but because we know that it all comes down to choice. And some choices are really, 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 really hard to make. So honoring where you are and knowing that you are here because you're meant to be here. And then playing with the idea of what you actually want being the thing that comes to fruition. You don't have to do anything yet, right? Like, action doesn't have to be taken, but just thinking down that road, daring to think down that road. Because when we know what we want, but we feel like we can't have it, we don't even daydream down that road. We feel like it's like there's a detour sign, thou shalt not pass, right? But actually, the first thing that we can do to give ourselves freedom is to just look at it and say, what would it feel like if?
Yeah, and I've at least, because I've been there, because I was there in April, it's like I was talking to my Reiki healer and she was like, when she was channeling for me for my last reading, she was like, you felt so free. And I was like, yeah, like, yes, that's exactly it. And so we both know that Rowan has something to do with whatever it is that's going on. It's just that battle of being present for right now and finding joy in the things that I can find right now until I'm at a place where that decision is the one to make. It's just so fucking hard because I have this huge compass and alignment meter that's like, yes, I know you're there. Like, I get it. Like, I know I'm not fully like, I know.
So remember what we talked about earlier. You're not going back to April, Amber. You're not going back. But she gets to be a really good barometer for where you're going. You just get to create her differently now. That kind of takes some of the pressure off.
Just
right?
like instead
of saying like, I want, weight is a really easy one to use because you like there's an actual number on the scale. So instead of saying like, I want to get back to that body, like, no, you don't want to get back to that body. You're not creating anything new by going backwards. Maybe you want to see that number on the scale again. Okay, that's great. But you're going to get there by creating newness with your body. So, okay, you want to get back, like you want to get back to that free Amber in April. That's what you're thinking. But what you're actually wanting is to create free Amber of the future. So instead of trying to like grip onto that past, what can we do to just set in motion for the future?
Yeah. No, it makes sense. It's like, yeah.
The goal can be similar, but you're not going to create what's back there again. You're going to create new to get there.
Yeah, because we got a lot of new shit coming in.
And a lot of new shit. A lot of new shit.
Yeah.
And with that, this is a cool thing to think about too. We have our emotions. We've got our general emotions. Brandy, you're in my conversation the other day. It was like right here. Like we've got our general emotions. Each up level, each experience of our lives, we're not feeling the same exact thing that we were feeling back then, but we're feeling that general emotion. So like we know generally what anger feels like. We know generally what joy feels like. So at each new platform, at each new level, when we feel like, why do I feel so pissed off right now? It's like, yay, because you remember what being pissed off feels like. It's not the same feeling as before. It's just that trigger to say, oh, wait, we've been here before. And last time we were in this pissed off state, it was right before we did X, Y, and Z to help us get back to joy. So with you're in a new state right now, right? Like we've never done this before. You've never done this before. But you are remembering different feelings that you had earlier this year when you made decisions. And so as these feelings are starting to resurface, it's not that you've done it before. It's just that, oh yeah, this is how I felt then. And that's why it's being triggered now. And I get to do this moving forward. I know that this will help me moving forward.
Yeah, it's just the matter of like just making the decision. It's just so hard because it's like I don't even know. It's so money is just can be. I know how I want to view it, and I know how it is, and I know how it is a huge trigger for me. But it's like so much of our finances are tied together. Like if I'm just like, okay, well, you know what? Like in February, like you're on your own. Like I can't fucking do this anymore because it feels like I'm tied to a fucking anchor in the middle of the ocean, and it feels like shit. It feels like I'm fucking drowning all the time, and I can't ever get to the top. I get to the top, and then I'm just sunk, like pulled back under. So it's like, how do you tell somebody like that that's not happening anymore when? And I don't know. It's just, you just say it. You just have the conversation and let the chips fall where they may. Like, just is going to be hard because it's going to be like, I don't know.
Amber, it's how do you have that conversation, but also how do you continue to allow yourself to drown? Because that's the alternative.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I have to love myself enough to do that for myself. That's what's been coming up for me a lot lately is like, you think you had the self-love thing, but like, did ya? Did you really? Because if you did, like, you really honored your energy and all of it, like.
Yeah, but don't go down that path. Don't go down the path of saying, oh, silly rabbit, now you're back in this place, because that is literally just your ego saying, stop focusing over there, focus back on you. Stop focusing on what you need to do, what you deserve to do, what you want to do. Let's just focus here because this swirl is a lot more comfortable. We've done this a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more. We think 80% of the thoughts we always think every day. Change that.
Somebody was listening at True You Live. Honey, we're here. We're here for you. We got you. We've got you. Okay? You're in this sacred circle, right?
Thank you.
Let yourself be part of it for you.
Touche.
We've got you.
Thank God. It feels good. That feels good.
You good? Kate, Muse, Wittrell, whatever.
Whatever my name is.
Whatever. You, cutie.
I probably can't talk for long because I have a sick kiddo and
That's okay.
And husband is not doing so hot upstairs.
That's all right. What are you grateful for? What do you need support with?
What am I grateful for? I am grateful for the amazing class that I'm taking.
Good.
It's it should be a requirement for everyone to take in like high school. Like it's unbelievable, but I love the community. It's a really amazing community and how they're teaching us and everything. And it's awesome.
So good.
And what do I need help with? I need help with, I will be making a post tomorrow launching my business. I'm saying it here. It's happening. I have it all written out. I was going to do it last Friday. I got distracted. Things happened. Halloween happened, but it's happening tomorrow. I came here to tell you guys that this is happening.
Thank
I have
you.
a post all planned out, and I'm just going to, I don't have a website. I don't care. I just need to get it out there. So share it, support it, love it. I'll let you know when it's there.
Yeah, share it into our group so that we can all see it, and then we'll go back to your direct page, and we will love the hell out of it.
Awesome. Yay.
Oh, I want to celebrate that one. Like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So excited.
Yes. I love you guys.
I love you too.
All
right.
I gotta go help.
Go be super mom.
All right. Love you guys.
Bye. All right, ladies. Nikki, when you're watching this, post in the group. She knows we already talked about this, but post in the group what we can support you with. And you guys, we're freaking doing it. We're freaking doing it. All in our own beautiful ways, but we're going there. It's happening. Yes. Okay. I love you. Post in the group what we can support you with. Post whatever comes up with like the residual from tonight because we talked about a lot. Let us continue to support each other and be that tribe that we're meant to be, and we can only be if we're reaching out, if we're participating, if we're being there. Okay? All right. I love you guys. Happy November. Happy Thursday. Happy. Bye.